often is between these two guys, as they often provide really great games. They had their one-sided series, of course, in the past as well, and they played against each other. This is also a little bit of a side story. The last playday of Season 3 ban of NASL Season 3, these two guys actually played against each other, and in that series, Dimaga was able to take out the Muslim, which prevented the Muslim from finishing on top of his division.
From Gangnam to Rotterdam.
Yeah, I read that.
I saw that too, and I thought that was cute.
You thought so?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, man. I have mixed feelings. I think like if you throw out a rhyme like that, a city has to rhyme with a city. You can't rhyme a city with a country. That's kind of weird. Or like a district in this case, because Gangnam is a district in Seoul.
You have really like tight parameters for
man.
your acceptable rhymes.
I always say, if you want to do this, man, let's do this properly. I've never showed you that video clip, right? There's a really bad man at Poker Player, and he got mad at one guy like trying to bluff him out. And he's like, "You want to do this? Let's do this properly." He's very bad mannered. His name is Tony G.
Did he win or lose? He
won. He's a big bully at the table, but he often won. Yeah, I'm sure that all the poker players out there are grinning right now, because that guy was pretty hot for a while.
Tony G.
Half Australian, half Lithuanian, if I recall correctly.
Well, I'm going to have to go look up that video, because Tony G sounds like an entertaining fellow. As Muspelheim is going, I was going to mention this in the beginning of the cast, Kevin. Muspelheim has one of the lowest average game lengths in Season 4 of the North American Star League, probably because it's one of the least played maps and one that provokes cheese the most. And we do see just that coming from Demuslim. 11-11 Rex. The most aggressive barracks opening you could ever ask for from a Terran player.
And this is also a map ban where I think you can build those Rexes in several different locations, so it can be quite hard for a Zerg player to actually scout it. It's not like an Overlord is guaranteed to go a certain path and then the scout is going there over there as well, or the Zerglings are going to run to a certain spot immediately. As you said, probably Dimaga did not play a whole lot of games on this map, so it is very likely that he's not going to spot those two Rexes immediately.
His opening's pretty solid, 15 hatch, and I think it was a 15 spawning pool, so I don't think he's going to be in...
well, Ben, 4 more SUVs coming along.
This is tough, man. This is very, very tough. If he underreacts, he could be in some big trouble, and we just have to wait and see how he allocates that larva. Spawning pool finishing up, and an Overlord popping out shortly. The Muslim hasn't started any bunkers yet.
The Muslim has never been afraid to go for a pretty big cheese in the middle of a series. He's done that throughout his entire career, but also he never gets criticized for it, because he just displayed as well in a previous game how good his macro really is. People know that he doesn't have to play like this, but it's so strong, man, when you throw it in every now and then.
Here we go. First bunker does go down. Dimaga has reacted exactly as I think you should by over-pulling drones. But Demuslim has so many Marines here and so many SCVs here. Look at the great... Is he completely walled out?
No.
No, he's not completely walled out.
I was about to say.
I thought for a second maybe it was with those rocks there, but Dimaga does get out of there with a lot of his drones and Zerglings. Gets a nice surround off. Bunker's still under construction, but I think most of these Marines and SCVs are probably going to die.
Pretty good micro though by the Muslim, as he picked off a lot of drones already, Ben, and a couple of these Marines are still alive. We still have 5 Marines.
Bunker's finished. Dimaga, how did you let that happen? This could get really scary, really dicey very, very soon. As Marines are going to continue working on the drones, and Dimaga's starting to slip a little bit here. This is getting really scary. He's got to get the Queens out in front of these bunkers so the Marines can't get inside. The Muslims killed 11 drones now, giving him a worker lead, albeit not a huge one.
And of course, Dimaga's on 2 base now as well, Ben. So yes, he lost a lot of drones, but these Queens, the Queens are so scary. I think if this was the old patch, I think Dimaga would have been in game-ending trouble. But of course, with the Queen buff range, he's able to prevent these Marines from entering these bunkers. And yes, he is down 4 workers, but we all know what double hatch, double Queen can do for you. Yeah,
he's going to have a lot of larvae at his disposal. It's just a question of whether or not he's going to be able to afford to use it. The Muslim wants to continue to be annoying with these Marines. But like you already pointed out, Queens are tough, and they both have energy for at least a single transfusion. So that said, Dimaga still bites and makes 6 more Zerglings, which I think is a mistake.
It is a small mistake, but that also means that he's going to be very safe from now on. And yes, 3 drones could have made quite a difference. I don't think it's game-ending for Dimaga, not at all. And I guess there's a situation, man, where you'd rather be safe than sorry. Dimaga does not have the vision that we know. Before you know it, he makes 4 drones, and the Muslim pulls all remaining SCVs.
Dimaga just used a lot of that extra energy injecting and dropping creep tumors, and he no longer has those transfusions at his disposal.
Fortunately, he did make those 6 extra drones.
Good thing he made those 6 lings, Kev. As Demuslim just wants to lean on his opponent, 10 more lings going into production, and Dimaga continues to fall further and further behind, 11 drones to 16 SCVs.
And double command center on the way right now for Demuslim. That's of course one way to completely find himself back, at least in a good economic position. Even though he had a worker lead all along, that could be turned around really quickly. Dimaga is going to drop an extractor here, Ben, and that's a weird moment to normally drop an extractor.
Bust moment, Kevin.
Yes.
So Dimaga is sort of choosing his path. It's going to be a long time before he has Zergling speed. He might try to do this with slowlings.
But very smart. The Muslim is going to use these Rexes to scout, man. So that's your 1000 HP observer, which is not all that invisible, but does is going to give you a lot of scouting information. It's going to be very hard for Dimaga to hide this Baneling bust.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be... I don't even think Demuslim needs to see anything more than he's already seen. He saw all those lings running underneath those bunkers. That's 28 Zerglings, Kevin. That's a ton.
No,
actually,
it's 28. Sorry, man.
Actually, he's just going to run forward with these slow lings. Dimaga, what are you thinking right now? I don't think this is going to work out in your favor at all. And I guess he just feels like he's too hopelessly behind. And Dimaga's just going to tap out. Demuslim continues his great success in the North American Star League. I have no idea why I ever would bet against this guy, but I do it every week. It always bites me in the butt.
I like it though, Ben, because that's the only way I can keep up in your superior prediction skills.
That's also very true. So
great game, Ben. Where do you think do you really think it went wrong in the moment that Dimaga decided to inject and drop that creep tumor? Do you think if he had two
I think he could have just
transfuses?
kept the queens. He didn't have enough money to spend extra larva anyway. I think he should have just kept those 2 queens chilling in the natural, inject the natural hatchery, only drone, and then come back in the economy. That's what I think he should have done. It's very, very hard judgment to make. And as a Zerg player, this is going to sound really silly, but it's actually infuriating to have 2 queens and only inject 1 hatchery. You really just...
Yeah, you want to look better than that.
Right, you want to inject, and it's hard to justify saving up that that energy. In this case, though, I do think saving the energy, parking in the natural, and just continuing to drone maybe would have been a better choice. I mean, slowly all in, that was a really...
Yeah.
I mean, there's better ways.
If you have so many links at the moment, he dropped the extractor, but I think because the Muslim floated those Rexes to his main base, he realized, okay, there's nothing that I can potentially hide right now, so I'm just gonna roll with it. Anyways, Ben, great series by the Muslim, and this guy just keeps on winning in NASL regular seasons, Ben. Season 2, the Muslim went undefeated, only lost to Hero. Season 2. Season 3, the Muslim did beat Hero, only lost to Dimaga and Hazelhoff, but still 6-2 is great. And right now, the Muslim again trio, just like his teammate, by the way, Chris Loranger, who's also 3-0.
Yeah, EG Boy is playing very well in the North American Star League this season. Guys, that last game brought to you by Azo Monitors. They're the brightest and best production and gaming monitors on the planet. They're over at azo.com. Please go check them out. But don't go anywhere. We're going to wrap up the regular show, and we still have the Root Heart of the Swarm tournament finale. That's gonna air. It's the Battle Royale. It's for subscribers only. If you don't have that HD pass, go get it now. Crocky says, Kev, you need to go buy your pass. He's going to go do that during the break. We're going to wrap up the regular show, and then Heart of the Swarm action coming at you after that. Don't go anywhere. NASL will be right back.